And welcome, one and all, to the very first rebooted series of the Another Generic podcast. I am your host, Tyler Mystics. As always, I am joined here with my colleagues as well. Kevin, say hello, Kevin.
Fun.
What? Could you say that again?
Generically inclined with this giant forehead. How the you all doing?
We save a lot of money on our sensors because he does it well enough himself. But Ed, we're here as well with James here. Say hello, James.
Hello, I'm back.
And as always, my partner in crime here, Zero. Say hello, Zero.
Sup, fuckers?
All right.
Well, he doesn't censor himself, so we can't control that.
We can't control what he says half the time, so just keeping that in mind real quick as we're talking about stuff tonight. And I'm just gonna be scrolling through a whole bunch, all the shit basically here that we've piled on, like in our Discord chat here, to see what we're gonna be talking about first and foremost. And the first person who wanted to start talking about something was obviously Zero. So you take the floor ahead, Zero.
And here we go.
Alright, so starters, I'm gonna take a sip of water here. So, one, fuck Blizzard, fuck the NBA, fuck Nike, and fuck MTV. I don't know if they had anything to do with it, but fuck MTV.
Dead.
Word up, brother.
Like, I know we have a shit ton of problems right now, but Hong Kong is still protesting. They recently passed a bill changing Hong Kong's national anthem to the Chinese national anthem.
The Chinese national anthem is now Hong Kong's national anthem.
Yeah, like
It's
Okay.
like
and
what?
Well, I don't know what the Chinese national anthem is, but like I know Hong Kong isn't happy with it because they also like get tried in Chinese courts and not Hong Kong courts.
Shit.
Well, because Hong Kong
Please.
wanted independence, didn't they?
They still want independence.
Yeah, like they've been taken over by England and they were like given back like a while ago. I don't know how long ago they were back to China.
And somehow England did a better job of maintaining Hong Kong than China did, because
Okay. Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Oh God.
England was a bunch of wankers who gave the Chinese drugs.
Yeah.
Then like when you think about it, like England's done like a lot of shit like over the years, like especially like, and that's just an understatement when you think about it, because like England, like there's like, because like these people like this country has ruled the entire fucking world like at one point in history, man. Like 110%, like they've ruled everywhere, and they were like the fucking like they're like the size, like they're like the smaller size, like the size of like fucking, what is it, like Arkansas, I think, compared to the United States.
Something like that.
They even gave Scotland depression.
Sun never sets on the British Empire.
Yeah, literally.
Fucking didn't they steal tea from the Chinese? Like, isn't that like a thing
after
that
they
the
gave them opium.
Yeah.
They
England,
literally
world's
sold them
gr-
drugs.
Holy
Yeah,
drunk.
they sold them drugs, got them hooked, and then fucked them over.
Well, that's because China. Well, not because China. That's because England really wanted to get into the Chinese like trade market, and they didn't have anything that China wanted. So, England was just like, how the fuck can we get them to like want our shit now? And then they thought about it, and they're just like, hold on, what if we get some peddlers to smuggle in some fucking opioids, right, and just fucking like I give it to like the smaller class of people, like the very like the very like like the very homeless and like out of work people and shit, and let's just fucking like get them hooked. So the more people get hooked, and then China will figure out it's us doing it, and then they'll have no choice but to have our shit imported.
Hold on.
But I don't think it worked. I think they just got pissed off at them for getting them addicted to drugs.
That's how the opium war started.
Can you imagine that pitch meeting though? Like somebody had to sit down and say, "So how are we gonna get China?"
So how are we gonna get China? When one
Anybody
guy,
got any ideas? I don't know. You want to go with opium? Fuck is that? Oh well,
Someone-
my chemist friend just figured out how to make a chemically mind-altering substance.
let's fucking get him high.
Did somebody say made in China? Let's go.
Yeah.
So fucking
Going back to Hong Kong.
I mean, no offense.
and windmills and
Let me-
spaghetti. So wait, England took windmills and spaghetti basically too on top of.
England did what Rome did. They went around, saw what was cool, took it, said it was theirs, made it better, and then used it to conquer the people they took it from. So this way they said, "Oh, they stole our OC."
Oh my god. My favorite bit of history, like, has got to be everything and anything, like, related to Caligula. Like, honestly, because of just how
Why?
fucking just because of how fucking insane he is as
That
a
was the guy who
goddamn
said-
emperor.
My horse is now my counsel or something.
Yes, I think he did appoint a horse as his as like one of the councilmen.
Multiple
like-
They
times.
also fucking want the job, of course.
It's, what
Uh,
the
Yeah. So I don't know if you caught that. Vinny hopped in.
Yeah, I had to fix my headphones for some reason. I don't know why. It was just like not using. So how's it going, guys?
Cool. We're in the middle of a podcast. You just
Yeah, I know
promptly
this.
came
That was
into.
Completely. It took like forever. Holy shit! When was the last time we done this?
Yeah. It was a while,
It was
actually.
a while back.
Do you
Very
mind?
A while back.
Well, he's our surprise guest for today. Hello, Vinny.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, how's it going?
We're just gonna survive. We were literally setting up here for 4 people, like, to have like topics and shit. Like where the fuck did you come in? Like literally, like we were sitting here for almost over an hour doing this shit, and you just fucking walk in and just like, hey guys, how's it going?
I'm like the special guest, man.
Okay. You know what? No, we're no. Okay, no, we're rolling with this.
It's
We're
like special.
Fuck
celebrity
it, we're
guest.
rolling with it. Tyler, how are we gonna roll
It's
with
like,
it?
ding dong, who could that be?
what the like fucking. Okay,
like
Vinny,
playing
since
with fire.
you're here right now, what do you want to talk about?
Well, one of the
What's
things
your
I did when I
topic?
came home from today is I just watched Artemis Fowl.
Oh, okay.
Reboot?
Oh, Disney Plus.
Okay.
How is that?
Yeah, they just like dropped it like out of nowhere. I completely forgot about it. I watched it, and it's possibly the worst Disney movie I've ever seen.
Wow, I didn't see that coming from Disney Plus.
Yeah,
I'm
but
flipping you off right now, Kat. I hope you know that.
I do not have chat log up. I should have chat log up.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be like a generic Disney movie, but like after looking back at like the trailer and stuff, it's like I felt like they cut a lot of shit out of this movie, like crazy.
They're
Are you just gonna get 'em?
originally they were supposed to be a 12-year-old like antagonist, but then they were just like, yeah, no, people can't handle that at all whatsoever, and everyone just called them out on it and just be like, "Hey, bitch." And then they showed like cartoons of Mandor,
Yeah, and like the kid
fucking
next door,
princess from
the light bulb
Powerpuff
from
Girls.
down the lane.
Yeah, basically like
Yeah,
all the
they
fucking
got, like, the
cartoon
bad guy from the
villains.
reboot.
How old was Joffrey in Game of Thrones? Actually,
I don't
Joffrey
know.
was
He had to be like
fucking
15,
12 when he
16.
took the throne, 15 when he died.
Yeah,
Jesus, yeah,
he was also
Joffrey
in Batman
was literally.
Begins.
Oh my fucking
He's the
god!
kid that gets the goggles from Batman.
Jesus Christ! I respect the actor. I hate the character.
I think that's the goal. If
Yes.
anybody likes Joffrey, you gotta ask some questions.
I think there was like one girl in like the anime club that liked Joffrey.
What is fucking wrong with her?
I don't know.
Just remember we are live, so
I mean, I
use
don't care.
aliases.
I'm not saying names.
Spoilers. Oh, get over it. Like, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones now, you're never gonna watch Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert: the ending sucked.
But I just thought it was
Yeah.
funny how like
Yeah.
apparently like this movie actually went in, like development hell for like years and went to like different directors. And then all of a sudden they just kind of just drop it on Disney Plus. Like, there you go. I didn't even notice it was on there until I like decided to scroll through one day, see if they got like Aladdin TV series back on there or not.
You
I
wanna
honestly
Yeah,
might
know-
just
right.
drop.
That was the thing.
Yeah, I honestly might just drop Disney Plus though, because there's literally nothing else to watch on there.
Is that the one with
there's an
the
animated
voice
series, too.
actor, the animated series, the one where Genie is voiced by the same guy who does Homer Simpson?
Yeah, Dan
Oh,
Castellaneta.
yeah.
They
Very
got Robin
cool.
Williams back for like the third TV spinoff thing.
Oh, you mean the what was it again? I think the Prince of Thieves.
Yeah,
The
that one.
No, the third one was Revenge of Jafar.
No,
Jafar's
that's the
Return.
second one.
Aladdin 3 Revengeance.
Psycho
Revenge of
Dick,
Jafar.
Revenge of the Vengeance. Like,
No,
Nano machine.
Family Guy did
Rats.
Aladdin 4. Jafar needs.
why does
glasses.
it always try-
build rats.
How does it always end up a goddamn Hideo Kojima with all you fuckers? Seriously.
Yeah,
Because he's
Again.
he's God, that's why.
Did you all see the video where it's how to figure
Oh.
out your Kojima name?
Yes.
This
I think I
really
remember
said-
mine. I remember mine actually.
Why
Hey,
am I not surprised you went through the effort of doing it?
Me and Kat actually went through the effort of doing it one time in like a chat while we were just talking one day. Hey,
yeah,
she
but
sends
that's
me this
terrible
whole
movie.
shit.
But
Basically.
I just find it funny though, because like I feel like they knew this movie was gonna like bomb at the box office. But
Why do
instead
you
of
think
releasing
it
the
was
box
a
office, why
platform
not just release it
exclusive?
on
This is good
demand?
experimenting for them. Then it's good. They posted this on Disney Plus. They can do this next time. If they think a movie is going
Yeah,
to
but no.
tank,
Here's the thing. Think
they'll
about it.
go Disney
You
Plus.
post it on Disney Plus, you can't report box office numbers because it was never released in the box office.
Well, Vinny,
Uh,
they already have your money for you being subscribed to the service to watch the shitty movie.
yeah, I
They
know.
have
but, like, I
already
feel
won.
like they can't. Yeah, exactly. I'm not
What
saying
was
it's a
my
bad thing, but,
Kojima
like,
name, by the way, Kat? I forgot. It was something Driver.
Adam Driver.
Driver. Psycho
I'm
Driver.
shocked you didn't ask Kat to be on the podcast.
I mean, she will want like. There's way too many people as it is right now, dude. We have 5 people, and I just got interrupted twice so far because we got too many fucking people and a surprise guest that came out of nowhere. You want more people in here? Let's just invite the whole server.
I mean, that would be one hell of a time. I don't even think I've heard half of their voices.
Let me see if I can get Butch Hartman on here. Hold on.
Butch Hartman on here.
If
Yeah, can you
Death
tell
Metal
it-
can do it? Fuck it.
Can we tell? Can he ask us what? Can we ask him like why they thought it was a good idea to fucking switch to Flash animation for Fairly Odd Parents?
Or why he has apparently things God can cure autism.
Or why he has a fucking like, or why he tried to get a Christian TV, cable network going.
Hold up.
They promised
Tough
their
Puppy.
God. They
Actually,
would
no, I
make-
think about the Tough Puppy. I love Tough Puppy.
Yeah, Bunsen is a
Well,
beast, so that's a different story.
Yeah, but that show was canceled for some reason.
Well, that's because like Butch like left like Nickelodeon because he thought he can like start a whole career on like YouTube and want to like start his own like network. Like he was
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
confident.
he steals all the shows back. If he gets Danny Phantom back, it's his.
It's-
Nickelodeon's not gonna give him the rights to Danny Phantom like at all. Like I'm pretty sure like he has signed a contract saying so. Tough Puppy was a bit. Yeah, I like Tough Puppy basically.
Too popular. Godparents is basically dead at this point. You can probably get that back because nobody cares about that. Hey,
Dude,
and people were asking for a sequel for that for like a good while now. People want like a continuation.
But we got way off topic, by the way, with the surprise guest. What were we talking about, like, before Vinny came in?
I think you were talking about Caligula, and I love your Caligula
Yes.
rant, so please go on it.
Okay, so
That deserves to be recorded.
we were talking about Caligula and the ancient Roman emperor,
not
basically.
the movie with like Malcolm McDowell.
I think that's based off of like the Roman Emperor Caligula. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but
I mean, it's pretty old. It's by like Stanley Kubrick, I think.
oh, no, I don't think it's the same thing then. But
Right.
My favorite shit was literally like at 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 my favorite thing about Caligula is like how fucking insane he was as a Roman emperor, to the point where he was just like, where like there was like a rumor spread about him that as Rome was burning to the ground in a great fight, in one of the great fires basically, or the great fire basically, he was just on top of like a roof playing a fiddle the entire time
Didn't he also
as it was happening. Not his sister per se. I'm gonna be honest, he's fucked a lot of people. Like he's so fucking insane. Like he fucked like an underage kid too, like as well on top of it, like dressed as like a fucking like, I think it was like some sort of werebear or some shit like that. That he had like a skinned animal like and shit.
The first time I heard about Caligula was with the Adult Swim game. And that's too much in. A long time ago.
Man,
Swim
like
game.
Yeah. Where you just go around murder and make have sex with.
yeah, there's just so much shit about like there's just so much shit about Roman history that I just can't like
What?
Mhm.
there's just so much shit about Roman history, man. But like Caligula is probably like my favorite part, just of how fucking insane it is. Like the reason he got into power was because his mom wanted him there, and he actually didn't technically want it. He was a good emperor for like maybe a year before he went crazy, and then he got paranoid and shit, and then killed his mom and his family basically, so nobody would betray him. Even though his mom was the one that actually like murdered her husband and to like get him to be emperor basically, and then like he had like then she had to kill like his stepbrother too or something like that.
Wasn't he a product of incest? I feel
I
like he was
think
a product of incest.
the
Yeah,
fucking like
ancestry tend to come out
I'm
like
opening
that.
Wikipedia.
the fucking what you call it,
I'm pretty sure everyone was a product of incest back then. A lot of royalty was.
like especially in Egypt, like King Tut was like probably the worst case. Like the dude had a fucking clubbed foot.
Well, he couldn't
And
even walk.
was
Yeah,
frail.
like,
He wasn't
yeah.
even.
Yeah.
He couldn't even walk.
It's a theme pool.
Yeah, a lot of people in like royalty stuff back then were all like based off incest because they didn't want to like breed with like just like regular people, just like people within their own bloodline. But then a lot of them are like really fucked up, like both mentally and like deformed as well, and they didn't even like live that long.
It was really like, Egypt, like
Cool
Egyptian
times,
history.
bro.
A lot of history is just really messed up. Like it's
Why are
really
they
messed up.
posting
That's why I love it so
twice?
much.
Hold on a sec.
What the
One of
fuck?
my friends wants to be a history
God damn
teacher,
it,
and he says he
that's
loves
stupid.
it just because the stories are so insane.
And what would you say? Okay, asking everybody here, what in general is like your favorite, like crazy fucking like historical story that you can like tell everyone, and it's based in fact?
I don't know. I have to like go back and look and stuff. I don't really think about that kind.
Let me think for a minute.
The fact.
I got
So
one.
this is gonna blur into my field of English
All right.
geekery and dorkness.
All right, you go ahead, James.
I mean, I guess we can count this year. I mean, I don't know.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Fucking
Because
what is
one
it?
time there was a caveman.
Oh, okay, Zero, go for it.
You talk about the time UFOs apparently exist and no one gave a shit.
What do you mean, like last week? You're saying?
Yeah.
I
Like, really
guarantee
moment in
you go
history.
on yahoo.com, type in UFO and hit news, you'll have 12 articles that were written this hour.
That's why I'm watching this movie. And it's like no fairies exist. It will cause match panic. I'm like, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna give a fuck compared to what happened this year.
Like, and nobody
It's
knows
like,
that
no movie.
nobody knows the supernatural world exists beyond the normal realms of reality. We just fucking saw UFOs last week. I think we don't really care at this point.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I was saying too. And there's like a guy that's like a centaur and a scientist, and he keeps making like stupid horse noises that can help crack up every
What?
time he did.
We just went back to fucking Artemis Fowl. The fucking
I'm sorry,
movie
it's
and
just like
shit.
this plot shit.
Really, Vinny? Come
Like-
on, man.
We're supposed to be talking about history and shit.
It's like he
This
has
is
to, they have to like put so much
Zero.
emphasis that he's a freaking centaur that he has to make like
Yeah.
stupid horse noises.
Yes.
You know, he's
But-
like a scientist. He has to be like and shit. I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah, so like back
Zero,
in that time,
okay.
there was a caveman, right?
Yeah.
Perfectly preserved. They wanted to see if they can impregnate people with his dick. A lot of people lined up for that.
You have to pay.
I'm
you have,
sorry,
you have to be able
who?
to back
Hold
this
the
up.
fuck up. You lagged out on my end.
You have to be able to back this up, Zero. I'm gonna need this.
Why?
What the fuck?
You can Google it. But yeah, they
Okay,
wanted-
if it's more than Google, I need like facts, man. I can't trust anything on the internet.
Well, listen,
it's a
just
did you know fact.
go. No,
Wha-
go with it. Say what it is again clearly. I didn't hear it the first time.
Okay, so there was a caveman who was perfectly preserved, right?
Yes.
They
Right.
wanted to see if they can impregnate people with his dick.
I mean, was he in ice at least?
Of course, it
Yeah, he
involves
was an ice.
something.
Okay.
And there were
But-
a lot of women who were like wanting to fucking get pregnant by a caveman.
So-
there are people that wanted to get. Okay.
So,
there-
are you telling me that this is how Ozzy Osbourne was born?
I
Oi!
mean,
No, Ozzy Osbourne was made with a devil offering, a little bit of cocaine on the cutting room floor, and maybe 5 or 10 ounces of acid.
Like, I'm only saying this because, like, James, like, we both know, like, Ozzy, like, that, like he's like survived like a whole bunch of shit, like to the point where like scientists have asked him, can we actually do like a gene test on you and see like what's
Well,
going on there? And he said,
here's the
okay,
thing.
cool, sure.
He has,
No,
like,
but
Three
like
Stooges
actually
syndrome.
though, he has a legitimate. This is 100% true. You can absolutely look this up. I read his fucking autobiography, and the entire foreword was explaining about how he was able to not die from everything he's done.
That's literally like from The
Apparently-
Simpsons. That's Three Stooges syndrome.
Ozzy has a genetic mutation that makes him an addict. The mutation also makes it so that his addiction won't kill him. So he physically has the perfect mutation for being an addict, but also surviving the abuse he's doing to his body. The reason he's able to live is because of the same reason that he is addicted to everything and does everything that he does.
I mean, here's something you need to understand about addicts. Most of them do tend to live a while because they're so goddamn preserved and pickled from all the shit that they've been doing. That's actually a lot of reasons why a lot of them live longer.
But Ozzy is an exception, and literally his children have gone to rehab, and they've said this, and it is 100% true. It's not just him; it's his whole bloodline. His father was a severe addict. His mother was borderline. Like, it's his genes to be the best self-killing machine on Earth, and also the godfather of heavy metal.
All right.
How old is he now? Actually, good question.
It's gotta be like-
73.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a
So
fucking vampire.
So anyway, back to the fucking caveman.
yes, go back to the
By the
caveman
time
real
they
quick.
got into a lab, they lost his dick.
They
Excuse me?
Okay, so
Just-
hold on.
just imagine the conversation that ensued.
Fucking
Where did I put that? Where did I put that caveman dick?
they lost the caveman dick.
Not perfectly
It was
preserved
broke off.
anymore.
I mean, the minute that even comes off, it's like it doesn't even work anymore. No.
The fact that somebody like someone stared at that dick all day in the office and was like, "Do I really want to take it? I think I really want to take it. Can I take it?"
I'm about to
And then
Google it
proceeded
now.
to do so.
He did humanity a
Yeah,
favor.
they
There
both
was
fucking
actual
said it
people
to the
that
dog,
wanted
right?
caveman babies.
Listen, there are women lined up outside prisoners' cells to get fucked by them.
Sure.
I can
Charles
believe.
Manson.
I can
But
believe
none of them are Native American.
weren't
Only
fucked by
none.
cavemen.
Not stupid enough to fall for that.
Oof. There's like a whole like speaking of that, like another like I don't know. I've lost my train of thought, but Kat mentions Juan I can't fucking pronounce it. What's that word? Pujol.
RJ's
Garcia.
wise.
Pujol Garcia was a Spanish man who applied to be a British spy 3 times, was turned down all 3 times, which then he took up chicken farming, then became a loose Nazi spy making up information. He invented an entire fake network of Nazi spies, all of which were being paid by the Nazis. He was collecting all of their paychecks, feeding the Nazis totally false information for years.
That's great.
This motherfucker literally made bank off of the Nazis and just told them fake news the whole entire time. He Wolf of Wall Streeted the fucking Nazis before Wolf of Wall Street was a thing.
Yeah, that's legendary.
And I think I know where this is going too, by the way. Like before, like he did this out of spite of the British who wouldn't hire him, yeah. But I think I know the end of this too. Like, there was like a time where that he knew that the Battle of Normandy was going to happen, but the Germans didn't know if they were going to attack Normandy or some other place. So, as like a final thing to let him know that like he told them straight up it was the other place. But at the very last minute, he said, they said, no, they changed their plans. They're actually going to be attacking Normandy so that they would never, like, consider him to be... Never found out he was a traitor at all through the entire time he was working with them. So that's how... So partly how Normandy won is thanks to this man.
That's amazing.
Hey, man, history's crazy. I fucking love it, man. But, yeah.
The world's crazy, yeah.
Alright, so we got one history story out of Syria, one out of Cat right now. So, James, did you think of a historical story that you would like to share with us?
So, one of the craziest historical things I remember was in college, I took a whole course on Paradise Lost. Poem by this guy named John Milton. Milton, if you have not read Paradise Lost, essentially wrote the greatest Bible fan fiction of all time, but wrote it so well that people quote it more than they do the book that it's based on. And while he was writing it, he claimed that he had dreams of what he was writing about. As a result of this, he started to go blind and went a little delirious. So this man, in the middle of the night, because he lost the ability to see, he went 100% blind, and he believed that it was God taking his sight so he could see the divine powers at work. He would wake up his daughters in the middle of the night and yell at them to fetch a quill and parchment and write down what he saw. So the entirety of Paradise Lost was written by an old man yelling at his daughters to write down his crazy dreams in the middle of the night.
That's how you get shit done.
Oh
Did it
my
pay
god.
off? Yes, it did.
Like,
Ultimate sight.
just imagine.
Still.
You just fucking yelling like in the middle of the night, and then they're just like, "Oh fuck, who?" Like, do you think they did rock paper scissors to see who gets to do it?
I could imagine just like in the middle of the night, daughters, fetch the quill! I have seen the will of God! Like,
it's like, oh, fucking God. Which one of us is going to go this time? You or me?
All right, throw hands real quick. All right, let's see whose goes. Okay, ready? Ah, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it definitely is a comedy sketch waiting to happen. SNL, call me.
No, not SNL. They've taken way too much.
Funny in years ever since
they haven't.
Like, God, who's even go? Andy Samberg, Billy. Fuck, I forgot his name.
Billy Crystal?
No, the other Bill something.
Bill Burr.
Left. Oh, he's
was
back.
Bill Burr on the?
No,
Bill Murray.
So, I don't know. It'll come back to me.
One of the South Park writers, I think.
Yeah.
I liked Norm.
Chance of Meatballs.
Oh. I really liked Norm Macdonald on SNL. He's such an underrated comedian in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Like
I like his vision on Mike Tyson Mysteries.
He's fucking like I love him
Yeah.
as the fucking pigeon, man. He's like
Forgot
he just got
Mike
some.
Tyson happened.
Is that show
Like the
ever gonna
show.
get a set
Anyway,
like
sorry.
another season, or is that done?
The show's still going on. It's just
Oh,
like
is it
on a
still
break
going on?
right now?
Oh, it's on a
Like
break.
Rick and
Yeah.
Morty.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. They can come back anytime. I like it though. Really good show. That leads me to another historical story. Like, isn't like one of the stories like behind Mike Tyson, where like in a boxing match he literally like fucking chewed one of his opponent's like part of his ear off, and he kept it as like a trophy for a while.
I'm not sure about the trophy part, but yeah, he did bite it.
Did
Yeah,
she? Yeah,
he
because he was
ripped a
clutching
dude's
on him
ear
so
off.
hard to like win the match, so he like bit him to get him off.
Jesus Christ. That's just really messed up. Like, I would like if at all in our lifetimes, I would totally want to get like Mike Tyson on the podcast and just like interview him.
You get Michael will be like, oh man, so it's nice to be here, guys.
Got no time. for
That's
words,
a good way
yeah.
to get a guest on stage. Let's all do terrible imitations of his voice.
Knock us out like fucking he didn't hangover to that fucking guy.
No,
Fucking
he can knock me out. He can punch me. I'd be cool with it.
Bro,
Zero
no,
really
you
has.
You'd
can't.
probably be
If you
unconscious
want-
first before you'd be cool with it.
Stereo,
Listen,
I
I'll
thought
be
we said
cool
we
before
wouldn't
he
talk about
punches
your
it.
kinks.
This isn't a kink. This is a dream. I want Mike.
What's the
Tyson-
difference?
Whole
Oh,
fucking thing.
fuck up.
He breeds racing pigeons. What the fuck? Racing pigeons
Yeah,
is a thing?
that's where you got the idea for pigeon. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Reason.
But
You could say
pigeon?
pigeon for a second. I'm like, what?
Someone put the
Oh
GoPro
no,
to the wings of that.
no! Listen! No, we're not going there. No, that's no, not pit. No, I've had like the weirdest experience with birds in my recent time, dude. Like there was like this really like there's like this somewhat like fucked up like bird that was like in my front lawn one time, and like he was just like flapping his wing and shit, and like I thought, oh fuck, he might have hurt his wing or something like that, so I like walked over to him and he just kept hopping around and stuff. I'm like, why is he even flying away? Like, and I was just like, he went into the street and everything, and I was just like, oh, I can't leave him in the street, so like went over to him, fucking walked, I tried to get him to hop back onto the lawn because we already cut the lawn, so we don't have a problem with like we don't have to worry about like the lawnmower like doing anything.
I'm guessing
so.
you mowed up a pigeon by accident.
No. That's that. It's just gonna get weirder from here on out. So I tried to like, I get like a little tiny water bottle, like a little tiny water bowl for him because he's probably thirsty from just not being able to drink anything. So I go in that house, I get a bowl of water, I put it next to him, and like he just like as soon as I put it next to him, he just like fucking flies like right into my pine tree, like he's like literally 50 miles an hour, just slams right into a like branch, and he's just hanging out there like some shit happened. Like I'm just like I guess he's fine now, so I just left him there, and then I was just like, I just checked in on him from time to time, and then he flew off into like a tree, like across the street, and then he fell down one branch basically, and I'm just like, the fuck is this? And it was just like, and then it dawned on me, oh wait, he probably just sucks at flying. He probably hasn't flown in like a long time, like because he's probably new at it or some shit.
All that exposition and there
I
wasn't a
mean,
bird
how big was it?
execution.
Was it like a full-grown bird or like?
It was like a semi full grown bird. It was like a little younging and shit like that, and then like it's just one of the weirdest like experiences I've ever had with like
Animals
and stuff. Like that's not even like the weirdest story with animals with me. Like I found like I was the first to see like a stray dog off of his leash one time while I was driving to work one time. He was just like walking down like one of the busiest roads ever, and I was already running late to work, and I was just like, and I see him, he's like a little Shiba Inu, he's just like happily walking up the road, and he goes into the forest section, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna be able to work if I don't do anything. So I'd pull over and I spent like a good hour like trying to find this dog, and
That's the worst feelings ever when you see that.
and then I'm
It's like you
just
can't
like,
do anything but like you get anxiety because you
that
know
was a
that's probably going to be someone's dog or not.
that was a okay, yeah, sure, that was a shitty story, I guess, Cat. But fucking, what? How was I supposed to? Okay, fine. I
Thank
guess
you. It literally went nowhere. Nothing died. There was no fatal wounding. I was hoping for a tragic story where you got bit by a duck or something, but no.
Okay, fine. I'll try and I'll try and spit it in 20 words or less from now on.
It depends
But
on
yeah,
the story.
yeah, true. But anyway, Kevin, you got a historical story for us?
The only thing I can think about, like, that comes to mind is like the Three Kingdoms. That's it.
The Three Kingdoms.
Go on.
Way too many Dynasty Warriors and read way too much of the Three Kingdoms storybooks.
Oh yeah, you're basically a fucking like lore book for Dynasty Warriors, right?
Way too much playing that fucking game.
Dynasty Warriors has lore.
Okay, tell us
Based off actual historical events. Like, they take a lot of the shit away from the games, read the books, and actually go into actual Chinese mythology and like historical Chinese events. And yeah, it's actually based on real history.
All right, tell us more about like what's the so what's the weirdest thing in Dynasty Warriors you've experienced then?
Probably the whole thing about them seeing Zhuge Liang as like some kind of demon or some kind of shit like that. Like, like the lead strategist for Shu, right? And like during one of their most important fights ever, they had the team with the other kingdom of Wu to take down the Wei Kingdom, like basically annihilating them. Leon said, like, oh, I'm gonna make the southeast winds blow and make all these flames go all over to their ships. All the ships catch on fire. They'll basically end up winning the battle. Like, there's no fucking way you can pull that off. They're fighting, they're starting to lose, and out of nowhere, all these fucking flames start shooting up from the fucking Wei ships. They're like, how the fuck did he pull that off? Fucking the fuck out.
Fire demon. Totally a fire demon.
Exactly.
Totally a fire
That's actually
demon.
what they called him. They said he has to be some kind of fire demon.
He's got to be a
Leon
fire
later
demon.
explained like the Shu Kingdom, like, no, I just use simple like I just use simple science and figured out where the winds are gonna blow. You're all kind of idiots.
Just literally shows up to the next fight with water guns. Just in case.
Yep.
A lot of weird shit from there. Also, the fact that they still to this day celebrate Guan Yu, like one of the warriors, like during that time, is like the god of war in China.
He's a
Guan
good
Yu,
sniper.
the god of war.
He's celebrated as like the actual god of war. Like that's how like they see him.
Ooh. Yeah,
I feel like the
he
man was
is.
literally all like almost unstoppable during his time alive. Like Wu had to break a treaty with Shu just to kill him.
I mean, he's in Smite right now, so yeah, the Smite the video game.
He's a very good crowd control frontliner.
Did you get the Cthulhu DLC by any chance?
For Smite, no.
Apparently they added Cthulhu. Oh yeah. There was a huge controversy behind them adding Cthulhu into Smite. Actually, now that I think about it,
Because technically he's not. What do you call it?
he's not
'Cause
technically a god per se. He's just a mythological being.
I mean, when it comes to literature, I would argue that Lovecraft and all of those boys are gods in their own right, but
Watch the one comment in chat go, "Oh, hey, what's the name of his cat?"
it happens.
I wonder what his oh, his cat's name is No. That's
We'll get
We-
demonetized.
it's no, we get banned.
No, worse, we get banned.
We get banned. No, worse. No, worse. We get claimed, and then another company takes money from us, but for doing in work.
Joke's on them. We have no money.
No. So,
Someone in the comments wrote, it's Trump 2020.
of course you do.
Okay,
Alright.
all right, cool, man.
I'm gonna have to end this.
Cool
Sorry.
story, bro.
Oh, you don't-
Action. So Vinny's taking over my place since he basically came on as a guest.
All right.
guess. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. Next time we'll
Alright.
do this a lot longer.
I mean, how
Just-
old is Tom right now?
Why is she still up right now, though? Like, you should. Actually, why are we still up right now?
I don't know.
Honestly, 'cause
He's
we
in
got nothing
Washington,
to do. It's like
so
2 o'clock in the
time is
morning.
literally
Wow.
different. They're 3 hours behind.
Oh.
So,
Well,
Hey,
that
want to talk about
explains it.
SpongeBob yet?
No, we're not
What?
talking about.
on
we're
that
not gonna
note, I'm
talk-
out if you're talking about
I
SpongeBob.
was gonna say, Kev, the door's open. Run, later, dude. It was nice talking to you.
There's no good deal.
Um,
Talk to you guys next time. Just let me know if you're doing it again.
Yeah, just respond to the chat next time.
Oh, I gotta look more. All right.
Okay,
So,
So,
Tyler, you're the host. Do what you got to do.
all right. So let's segue into our next topic here, which is going to be. Let's talk about Wizards removing the racist Magic the Gathering cards.
Oh boy, who's telling the story? You or me?
Cleanse is. I'm telling you, man. Cleanse is like a really good card. I don't think
So-
it deserved to be banned.
Yeah, no, I don't think these cards warranted the banning. For context, though, just so you're aware, they did not ban the cards. They banned the art. The cards are fine. They are still playable in all formats. The issue was with the art on certain printings of the cards.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to interject real quick. I feel like that's a little bullshit because how the hell else are you gonna draw Crusaders except by just saying by writing them like drawing them as Crusaders?
I mean,
I mean,
I
let's
think
just
a
Google it,
Crusader is more of a
Crusader.
meme at this point.
Yeah, it's a fucking great meme like right now. That's like I don't get that.
I
Well,
mean,
if
it's
you
just,
notice,
just change your hats. That's all you gotta do. Instead of pointing hats, just make it like a helmet or something.
or just
What are
take
you
the cross
talking
off the shield.
Vinny,
Which
Vinny.
cards are we talking about? Because I saw some images of it.
It's that you're mixing up the KKK with the Crusaders.
Yeah, dude. But
We're
that
ta-
was another
the
issue with
helmet
one of the
dudes.
cards.
Right.
So one of the cards was,
Yeah, that one.
I think, based off of just the fucking text alone.
I thought it was the image. everyone was
The
getting pissed off
card
about.
name. Before we
Alright.
even address what the art is, and the art is in our thumbnail here.
Yes.
The card's name is Invoke Prejudice.
and it's
Now-
fucking...
I think before we go in, it's safe to say right now, the world is a very wild, wild westy kind of place.
Fucking
we
Ragnarok,
have-
pretty much.
We're essentially one horseman short of all four apocalypses about to just, have an epic rap battle in the middle of America. So,
Ric Flair riding into.
as a
Flair.
result
Yes,
of
one of the
recent
former-
events
yes.
and
Oh, I
Wizards
see.
of the Coast
More like the
being the
Undertaker.
progressive company they are, they were trying to get rid of card art that they felt wasn't exactly on flavor with the brand anymore. That is
Like-
the beauty of the game Magic. It can adapt and change. That's why it's been able to stay around for so long. But it's cardboard.
It's
Or
card. Yeah.
digital, if you think about it, because people play it online too. In fact, I
I
think that's how
mean-
most people play it these days, just online.
I mean, Untap is like some of the way I like to go if I want to play like card games online usually, and I don't want to pay any money to like Wizards to like play standard online, basically.
Yeah. MTG Arena is definitely a discussion worth an entire podcast, for me at least. But something tells me the other three members of this and our lovely audience don't want to listen to me complain about cardboard. But I do think it's worth noting that, hey, this kind of idea of let's try and be better in all aspects of our lives, not in just, our conversations that we're having, such as, a lovely podcast like this, but also the fact that even in games now, we're trying to be a little more aware of what is not just going on culturally in our time and place, but also socially. And that's kind of cool. But Invoke Prejudice, I think, is the very Invoke Prejudice and Jihad definitely were two cards that warranted art changes. The fact that they're banned not outright is awesome, and just like they're changing some pictures around.
Mm.
But yeah, Invoke Prejudice, I think, was definitely one because it literally looked like KKK members
Yeah, I
swinging
see.
their
I'm looking at the card
axes,
now. Yeah,
and that
Yeah.
is like,
just change the
we
image.
get it,
That's all I gotta do.
Right.
and they will.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
just-
in what exactly?
What do you mean?
I thought you were still going. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm good. I was just being like, so yeah, that's that. Magic is a very fun time. Magic is a very big part of my life. I will probably be talking about it a lot on here. And
Right.
hopefully when the world opens up, we can all play some games again together. I miss that.
Yeah. I miss a lot of things about everything. And, so onto a topic that I have been egging to discuss for a while. It's literally like everything that probably has to do with The Last of Us 2, probably.
So when you say
110%.
everything. How far back is everything?
Let me
I'm
guess, this
talking-
involves some sort of form of censorship.
Like I'm talking like all of the the illegal DMCA takedowns. I'm talking about the obvious fake reviews that have been posted out today, like the past
Well,
couple of days, basically.
I say
like,
just wait till the game comes out and see. But you know, there's also gonna be like people out there that are gonna like shit post it as well. You can't really just trust anything on the internet these days. Not just from like legitimate companies, but for also like just like regular reviewers too. You know, there are
IGN
gonna be people that are gonna be like review bombing it as well.
that like there are way too many outlets giving this a 10 out of 10, like calling it a perfect game and experience, and that raises way too many flags for me because there's no such thing as a 10 out of 10 game, because literally that like it just doesn't exist.
Really?
And yes, there is no such thing as a 10 out of 10 game in my opinion. That means there's absolutely no flaws in it whatsoever. Even The Witcher 3 is a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. And it still has like some
Really?
weird
The
yes.
Witcher 3.
Yes. I believe it is a
So-
9 out of 10, that game.
Based off that, would you say Breath of the Wild is not a 10 out of 10?
I think it's in 7.
Really?
But here's the thing: these are well,
It's my opinion basically on
Yeah.
that front essentially. But here's
I'm
the thing too,
Yeah.
like about these reviews as well. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. Meanwhile, IGN of Japan like gives it like more of like a 7 out of 10.
because it's based in Japan.
That's obviously like they've like I've read like some of it and it's just said it's an overall unenjoyable like experience based, like they really like you read this, it's like dragging this whole entire thing. Meanwhile the IGN like says like almost the same thing,
Well, it's
but they gave it a 10.
almost the same thing. Really?
IGN
Yeah,
having a lot of
Yeah,
review
that's the
trouble lately,
weird
aren't they?
thing about this, by the way. Almost all these reviewers are saying almost the exact same things about The Last of Us 2 and giving it 10s, and that's why I'm very, like, skeptical over all these reviews, basically. And this also has to do with this thing called access that journalists, like, want to keep. It's Sony. Last of Us 2 is Sony's, like, largest like release this year. They put so much money and budget in behind it, and they did illegal DMCA takedowns. They DMCA'd memes like that, and they
Here's the thing about
DMCA'd
DMCA
people.
with the US. It's
Yes.
incredibly outdated as fuck.
Yes,
And
but
a lot
that
of people do take advantage of that a lot. So it's not really much you can do about it. What you really should focus on is just trying to change DMCA entirely.
yeah, I get that, but it doesn't like it doesn't like it doesn't like just disregard the fact that they abused an old law essentially to like essentially
Dude, everybody abuses
like
that. That's
not
the thing.
everybody.
Yeah,
The-
everybody.
Not every.
Even YouTubers abuse that shit.
It's yeah, and you want to know what happens to those YouTubers? They get dragged like Susie Lou, basically, and they
Uh.
get dragged until they have nothing left, basically, because that's a no-no on YouTube. You can't do that shit. That's like a
Tyler,
golden rule. You can't do that.
can't say anything about Susie Lou.
What?
She'll censor you. She'll cover your mouth with her giant forehead. You won't be
Is
able to
Susie
speak
Lou
for
a
years.
YouTuber?
Yeah,
No idea who she is.
me
That's-
neither. I did not know who she was before all this shit either.
She
Uh,
pirated.
she was selling like illegal anime on like Patreon and got called out for it, and then she's just like, everyone's harassing me. And
So just
even though
make an
literally-
OnlyFans and you will get good harassment.
but yeah, it's the whole like, and the fact as well too, on top of the review, getting back to the reviews real quick, none of them are allowed to say anything whatsoever about the second half of the store, like anything whatsoever about the second half.
Here's
They're forbidden to, for some
my
odd reason.
opinion about this whole censorship thing when it comes to Last of Us 2. And I know some might not agree with this, but there are people still out there that would actually like to play the game.
Yeah.
And maybe they just don't want that part spoiled for them.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to avoid it like crazy.
Yeah, the
But
game's
what if
already
you got
been
the guys that are
spoiled.
going out and yeah, but see, here's the thing. They're trying to avoid the spoilers. The people that want to play it.
Then why
And
are
they
you
got
reading
people that are
reviews?
memeing it like crazy.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, if you want to do anything online, like
What?
literally anything like can get spoiled for you online. The rule is like, if you don't want any spoilers, you just don't go online until like it comes out, basically.
Okay, but like, people want to like comment on something. I just think it's like kind of a dick thing to do to someone.
I'm gonna agree with Tyler on this. I feel like if you don't want something spoiled for you, you don't actively go seeking out a review.
You don't want
Yeah,
yeah,
not
it's
even just a review, like even just people like posting an ad or something about Last of Us, or even just talking about like even mentioning the name out, The Last of Us Part 2. They'll just go ahead and like meme the fuck out of it and just post like spoilers.
nice. Because like the thing is about that though, like
I don't
Yeah,
think
for
it's
some-
something that they're trying to censor. It's like I just think they're like, never mind.
I get what you're saying. Like if people are if people are just actively just trying to spoil the game for other people, yeah, it's a dick thing to do. But the thing is too, like the reason why people are so adamant on spoiling for other people is because like The Last of Us has like two sides of the fan base. There's good fans that just genuinely like want a good game, and the people who just be like, oh no, it's a perfect game, there's absolutely no flaws in it whatsoever, and they'll
Yeah,
constantly
I know
like
about those
rag on
fans, yeah.
people, like will just like hound on you if you have anything negative, like or anything, like if you don't even like go 100% in it, like they'll just be like,
Yeah.
no,
Mhm.
oh, you're not a true fan at all
That's what
whatsoever.
I'm saying. It's just like wait till the game comes out and just play it instead of just like having to go on the internet, like trusting
I
anything on the
always
internet these days.
question too with the review scores. Okay, it's out of 10. What's that score based on? Like, are there 5 2-point categories where it's like graphics, gameplay, accessibility? Like, what is that 10 based on? How are
I
they
have-
coming up with that digit? Is it just because it's a numerically satisfying sounding number, or
It's because it looks good. That's simply it. 10 out of 10 looks better.
I mean,
Like
with
5 out of 5
you
looks
look at all
good.
the other ones, like I don't really trust IGN reviews, but then you look at the other ones. I would just wait till like the game comes out and you just start seeing reviews yourself. But even that's going to be hard too, because there's also going to be people out there review bombing it and shit. It's just like I just feel like it's unfair for everybody.
The thing is, though, like, the thing is too that they're
Like,
also
you can't trust
saying
the regular journalist reviews, but you can't trust the other reviewers either.
it's because we live in a society. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right. The reason being for, all right, like me being skeptical too is like they're saying pretty much the same thing, and it's pretty much like summed up in like one sentence. The Last of Us 2 made me depressed. It was a painful experience, and I did not have any fun whatsoever. 10 out of 10 though.
I mean, like this feels like
I feel like
Things like
that's
that that like
a
go
lot
for like
of
more of a
story
movie thing instead
details.
of a game. Yeah, that's like more a story.
Which to me, I'd rather have a reviewer be like, "This game's fucking amazing, 10 out of 10. I hate myself for playing through it. Oh my god, what I have gone through, I don't think I'm going to be able to recover from." Because to me, that warrants playing through. Because it's like, all right, what did this person see that's evoking that response?
Honestly, though, like, honestly though, if anything, like truly it's also odd too that it's up there, like, with Persona 5 Royal as well, on top of Last of Us as well. Well, obviously, like, it's above Last of Us, but it's on the Metacritic charts. But uh, it really, like, yeah, I believe Persona 5 is a better game in my opinion than Last of Us. But like, Last of Us 2 is easily better than Persona 5. I don't
We
know.
won't
I have
know that
not
until we
played
play the
Persona
game.
5 or Last of Us 2, so I cannot confirm. The minute I have
Well,
the ability to play both, I'll let you know.
oh my
I
god,
mean, I'm still not gonna play it, but like, I'm just gonna wait till like, I'm not even just gonna care about like the reviews anymore. I mean, I'm always never really interested in The Last of Us. I saw like the two best friends play it and stuff, and like, what's an interesting story, but like, it's just not my kind of game. But I'm sure,
I
but I
mean,
know there's like still people out there that want to play it. I just if that's
It's
their thing,
because
then there, sure.
it's because it desperately wants to be a movie, but it's actually a video game.
I think Naughty Dog struck fucking fire that first game. Like when I played through that intro cutscene the first time, like that whole introduction part, and then that whole journey in the midsection, it's like there's a lot going on there. You could tell people got together and were like, "We're gonna put our heart and soul into this, or what happens either way, we're gonna make a journey."
And that's why I think the leaks did kind of suck. That happened.
What?
I'm sorry, what
The
was that?
leaks. That's why I
That's-
feel like what happened with the leaks really did suck.
Well, well, yeah, the
Like, I don't really think
circumstances
there is
behind it.
really any justifying the leaks or anything.
Actually, I don't want to pull out the old meme, but actually, like, with the fat sweaty nerd, because I'm gonna be the fat sweaty nerd here. It's most likely because Naughty Dog underpays and overworks their contractors to the point where
Yeah, but here's the thing
Yeah.
that like, even though it's like you think it's like that just makes it worse then. And then all
It
that
does.
work went for nothing when you leak the story.
A
It's
lot of the
not
issues
really.
too.
Yeah, it did.
That's
Oh,
you're
that's gonna
informing the
affect sales.
consumers.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, and
It's
it
but
does.
then who gets fucked out of it?
It's
The people that
Yeah.
worked on the game.
Naughty Dog,
Yeah,
obviously.
not the name. The people that actually worked on the game that put their heart and soul into it.
It's
They get hurt by it the most.
that's if it's good though, then it
If
wouldn't.
it's good, but then you got the leak just made a huge fucking spoiler out of it. The
It's-
leak made a huge impact on it.
It's yeah, but here's the thing though: if the leaks were good, nobody, in my opinion, would have had an issue.
It doesn't
with
matter
this.
if the leaks were good or not. It's a huge ass spoiler, and they spoiled a lot of shit with those leaks.
It's Persona 5 was leaked as well. Well, on top of it, and it still sold well. So I don't understand that argument. To be fair,
I just think it's shitty when people leak shit like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
And-
But if you don't want shitty people to do shitty things, avoid shitty people.
Yeah, but
Like,
when you do it, yeah, I know it's avoid shitty people, but like when you try and you say like, oh well, it's because they underpay their workers. Yeah, I know that sucks. That's a story with a lot of developers in the
Well,
video
as
game
somebody
industry. They
who's-
go through a lot of bullshit, and a lot
as
of them get
somebody
like
who's-
screwed out of it and stuff. Can I just talk for a sec? I'm sorry, man.
yeah, sorry, Vin. Go for
The
it.
problem is just like the video game industry is a very hellish fucking workplace in general. It's not just Naughty Dog. Everybody has to go through that shit in the industry. Crunch
then you
all
shouldn't
that.
be working in it then until something happens. That's why a lot of people are turning to be indie devs instead.
Yeah, well, guess you can't expect a lot of big games then.
It's a lot of big games have come out from the indie scene.
Yeah, dude, look at Ark.
I don't know, but I feel bad for some of the people that worked on these games.
That's the original staff of
But
Naughty
I'm
Dog.
saying
that's
like what
been
my
here
whole
with-
point is just like, oh well, they treat their workers like shit, but like when you leak shit like that, that's not exactly helping them either. It's not like a big like, yeah, fuck F you to the man. It's like you just screwed your other workers as well, the people you work with.
That's
That also worked hard in the game.
it's again though. leaks happen regardless. Like,
I know
eh,
leaks happen regardless. My point is like when you're leaking something like that and you think you're like, you're helping your other workers as well. It's like it's not though.
did Pokemon Sword and Shield suffer in sales after their leaks? Like, what was the outcome afterwards?
It was fine.
And exactly.
Yeah. So then
So
Last of Us
if
2 will be fine, I guess.
Nice, nice, nice. We'll
Okay.
see when it comes out.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just saying, it's just like I just feel like when people do shit like that, it's just I just feel like the whole argument like is just so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
In response to the why the game got delayed, I don't know if you're aware, but like coronavirus was a thing. I
Yeah.
think the issue was producing physical copies, and that's why it got delayed.
Mhm.
Because it
No.
wasn't whether or not the game was going to be finished on time. It would be a question of being able to produce those physical copies. Because I know a lot of
And
them are
sales numbers, yeah.
manufacturers. Sales
The
numbers,
hack-
people were still coming out and buying games. I worked through retail this whole thing. I sold out of Animal Crossing every single day that week.
Yeah, but that's because of GameStop like did not want to close down, and then until they were forced to close down.
I work at Target, dude.
Oh
The
yeah.
reason behind the delay of Last of Us 2 was about the COVID thing, and that circumvents and that goes into the story of the developer, like of the alleged developer, like leaking the entire dev kit and cutscenes online essentially, and because Naughty Dog refused to pay any of their employees like anything whatsoever during like the quarantine essentially.
So, in response to a broken system, someone went to try and do what they thought would evoke a response.
Only after Naughty Dog paid all their executive staff their bonuses during the pandemic. You know, the overpaid branch.
Mm, I think we'd all want to be overpaid, though, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And that's why it creates that hostile environment because you have a bunch of people putting their heart and soul into projects, as Vinny mentioned.
Mhm.
But then you have those higher ups where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna stand as the observer here. You have your Todd Howards, your who was the
Rob-
guy who did
Rob Pitchford, something. Randy
yeah,
Pitchford.
there's a lot of them, but we all dream of being them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're always going to have that conflict of ideas and desire, where it's like ideally and morally, we should all work together and allow people who have a heart and a soul to build it into software. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and the people who do more and who knows what their work ethic is, whatever they did, they got to the position because they earned it, and they're going to get paid that amount. Unfortunately, the people who work under them and fuel, in the case of a few, fever dreams, it's going to take a long time for that to get back. So, I would like to say two things. One, I have work I have work at noon, and two, let's speed run this.
Yeah, because I got to go to bed too.
I got work at
in
noon
the
tomorrow,
as well.
so let's try and wrap this up within the next half hour.
Yes.
So, Tyler, I know there was one more subject you wanted to talk about personally, right?
Yeah, I just I was gonna go through some stuff. real
Yeah,
quick.
bring up the topic.
Oh my god, yeah, Chaz. We're gonna be talking about Chaz.
Who the fuck is Chaz?
It's known as the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, and it's
Oh.
a subsection of Seattle.
Oh,
Yes, so a bunch of the protesters. As now, whether violently or not, they managed to get a subsection of Seattle to themselves, like, and decided, you know what? No, this isn't part of the United States anymore. We're pretty much our own country now, so everybody can fuck off, basically. Hey, from then on, it was just a huge dumpster fire because literally, within the first like 6 hours of this new country being founded within America, basically. And their leader was ousted for sexual harassment.
Okay.
oh my god.
Wow.
Yes. So, they needed to elect a new leader, and they got a SoundCloud rapper to be their leader.
This sounds like shit out of Mad Max.
No way.
What better
Yes.
leader than a SoundCloud rapper? He's
They
got
got a
bars.
SoundCloud rapper to be their leader. And so,
That's
and
a
after,
power move.
yes, and apparently only after 2 days, everybody is starving. Why? Because apparently a whole bunch of homeless people saw their huge stack of food and decided that's ours now, and they stole it.
Nice.
Power
like-
to the people, man.
And now they're attempting to garden, like
You got,
all
like,
of their
a
food,
Video
basically.
footage, so, like source. I want to look this up.
Up. There's a whole
Yeah, he'll
bunch
send
of
it to you
fucking.
when the podcast is done, and I'm sure if you do a Google search.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I had another thing too about the gardening thing is that I've seen like on these pictures, you see them, they're essentially just as putting the thing in the ground. They poured topsoil on top of the grass, and they decided to plant it that way. And they asked how long is it going at how many weeks is this gonna take, and then everyone's just like, it's gonna they're all gonna grow in like December. What are you talking about? Like,
Dude,
Like,
that's
they're
fucking
just like,
mental.
it's like an episode of Target of like fucking Tiger King, essentially. Like, but this is like more entertaining. That's not even the end of it too, by
More
the way.
entertaining than Tiger King.
Apparently, like, they decided to have like a fire, like a fire like pit going on, and it got too out of control, and they couldn't like, they were trying to put it out as best as they could, but they couldn't for some reason. It was it just kept spreading, so they had to actually get the fire department in Seattle to actually help them. They had to let a fire department from another country apparently come into their country and just fucking put out the fire in the dumpster that they made.
Oh my god, that's wild.
And on top of that too, like, and this just happened recently, apparently, like today, I think. But apparently, like, two homeless men, like, ran into the country, like, with just a bunch of sticks and stabs, and decided to fucking take over, like, the garden within the autonomous zone, making an autonomous zone.
I'd love to see a documentary of this shit. This sounds like a freaking
Will,
movie.
like 3 years from now.
They took this fucking homeless guy, these two homeless guys, they fucking ran into their garden, fucking kicked the shit out of it, and then they fucking decided that, oh no, this is our fucking garden now, and then everyone's just like, no, leave. And then the fucking guys were just like, you want to fight about it? So they started fucking fighting over it, and they kept winning. So they have their own autonomous zone inside of an autonomous zone that's in Seattle right now because they wanted their garden so much.
Pretoria, yeah, legit.
Yeah,
that's what it
it's
is.
Pretoria. Yeah.
It is
But
Pretoria.
this could be groundbreaking. I can't tell if, well, this is obviously in response to the events that have transpired within the last few weeks.
Oh yeah, Wendy's is on fire too, by the way.
It
Oh my
happens.
God.
Yeah. Apparently everyone's talking about it. I don't know why.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
But yeah, the whole entire, like, in this whole entire, like, it's like the governor, you're wondering where's the local government in all this? Like, what do they think of Chaz? Basically, they talk to the press talked to the governor about it, and apparently he has not heard of it like until then, like, for some odd reason, even though it's blowing up on social media right now for some weird reason. Like there's just so many people, like there's
because like the news doesn't want to cover a lot of that stuff, but social media will just talk about it all day.
Oh, the media is talking about it. They are most definitely talking about it. But
Right.
but there's like so many outlets that they're saying, "Oh, this is just like it's just a nice little festival thing." And I'm just like, "No, they got armed people to watch their borders."
And
Like
it's
they
the news that's
literally
saying
said it's a news team that's saying, "Oh yeah, it's actually just a little block party that people are having." No,
Yeah,
they
well,
literally said
that's just
that.
what's going on. The news is like lying about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, basically, they're making their own. They made their own country
Right.
within the country itself.
Mm.
Well, 2 homeless people made their own country inside their country. Now I kind of want another 2 homeless people to make a country inside the homeless people's country.
A little mini USA
That's
inside the USA.
wild.
It's like Inception.
It's like it's
In
like there's too
Chazception.
many
In
people
Chazception.
in
I want the flag to be
Chazception.
like Chaz Pickles from Rugrats.
Chaz
Wow.
Pickles.
Why, my dude?
Tommy, you can't go and make a communist revolution in Seattle. We need the support of Antifa, Tommy. We need guns and strict borders.
Trying to think of something.
Fucking, it just reminds me of Oni. He's like
I was thinking of,
really
like,
Chaz Pickles
Canyon.
impression. Was that?
I was thinking of like Meat Canyon.
Yeah, Meat
Yeah, like-
Canyon.
Oh yeah, because Oni like does like the Chaz impressions a lot.
Yeah,
on the
because
original channel too. Yeah.
because he was really he's a really good voice actor. That's why, and he probably loved doing it too.
Hmm.
Fucking Stu, like being a drunk and almost like killing Dee Dee.
I'm gonna bash your fucking brains. Yeah, just straight up taking that from The Shining.
Just
Gee.
fucking crazy. We watch Meat Canyon. He's a really cool
Yeah,
guy.
Tyler actually got me hooked on it, so I'm actually really enjoying it.
Can you believe that Warner Brothers DMCA'd and his Wabbit video, and now everybody is stating that because they DMCA'd and copyright claimed Wabbit from Meat Canyon, that now Bugs Bunny is now a fucking rapist.
I mean, that would have to
Oh,
imply that Looney
God.
Tunes has a straight storyline, which doesn't really.
It's
Depends
technically
on the
canon.
episode.
Yeah.
It is technically canon now.
Uh,
If Warner Brothers themselves
that
claimed
doesn't
it,
mean just because they own it doesn't mean it's technically canon.
It-
They own a lot of other stuff that's not canon either, man. That's weird.
they own it. They said this is ours. It's canon.
That's
because
okay. I'm
It's
sorry. It's
wha-
just like I know a little bit about like business ownership, but it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. You go. I'll let you have this one.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, nothing.
It's his goddamn channel.
I know it's his channel. I mean, that's
Oh God.
I'm literally saying straight up that if a company goes out of their way, basically to say that this parody, this clear parody of our IP, that puts it in a very dark light, essentially. That's like, in a very, very dark light, actually. And is now our intellectual property, even though we've done none of the work, basically, for it, and it falls under fair use. It's law, essentially. Like, it is now ours, technically. It should,
That
in all
doesn't-
honesty, 100% be considered
doesn't mean it's
canon as
canon,
a
though.
result. It does, though, because they've literally
because they own it.
played
It's just
themselves.
because they own it. Now
They do not own the original design.
I
they
know,
don't
but
own
they own
how
the
rabbits
idea
look
of it,
like.
is what you're saying.
And they claimed the entire video, so yeah, they do. Oh, they owned the video, basically.
Right.
That's the point I'm making.
I know.
It's like saying if they don't own the video where Porky Pig swears.
They probably do though.
They do, and that's and it's canon that Porky Pig is sweared.
Yeah, here's the thing though. It's like with the Looney Tunes. It's like there's no like
Will
straight canonical
be
storyline. It's all different
pleased.
shorts.
And it's multiverse theory, Space Jam.
Okay.
Oh God, no! Stop. All right, if that's where this podcast is going, fucking end it.
All right,
Yeah. I'm not
All right.
gonna bet you.
all right, get out of my chat now. I'll see you all next time.
Yep.
See you next time.
Good night, every pony.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Ciao.